Hey, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Pounds here. We got another weekly free agent auction video for you guys. Before we get into things, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you guys haven't done that already. And please comment on the video if you guys find some time. It greatly helps out the channel, and I will do my best to respond to everyone as quickly as possible. Before we get into things, I'm not going to do the weekly recap as I have been. I'll get back into that next week. I just feel like it, as far as me personally, I need to take a minute and just at least acknowledge the true legend in this industry that passed away over the weekend, and that's Mike Taglier. He was just, man, I loved listening to the Fantasy Pros. I started out back when it was Mike, Bobby, and uh, and Kyle Yates, and it really got me hooked into wanting to do content creating, and as far as that, it was more along the lines of Mike Taglier. He just made it seem so, oh man, he made fantasy football seem like it was the only thing that mattered, and it was such a nice release for an hour of my day, during work, especially at that. And it helped me forget about things for a little while, and it really just made you kind of almost feel like you knew the guy personally. And no, I've never met him. I had a couple interactions with him on Twitter, and it definitely made my day each time. But he's just a legend in the industry, and I honestly would not be into content creating if it wasn't for me listening to him. If you notice my Twitter name, it's J Pounds NFL, and his is Mike Taglier NFL. I literally stole it from him. It's just the kind of impact that the guy had on people, and for just to see the love and support that this community showed to his family and friends and things like that. It was so awesome to see. It makes me so proud to be of the fantasy football community. And I mean, guys, they've raised $400,000 in 3 days or something like that for his family and children. It beautiful is the best word I can think of it. And just like, as I said, a true legend in the industry, and I just wanted to pay some respects because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for him. And I honestly believe that he really hooked me into the podcast, and just the way he found a way to put humor but make it seem like the most serious thing in the world, and it just, man, it hooked me, and it was so fun to listen to, and I'm really gonna miss that part of my day. I've missed it for the past month. He hasn't been on, and it sucked, and now you'll never get to hear the guy again, and it's just, and I make that sound like that's important, but he's got family and friends and things that are more, and people that are mourning, and it just sucks. But like I said, a true legend in the industry. I'm so glad the community came together like that for his family, and I'm blessed to be a part of it, and you guys should be as well. All right, after that, guys, let's go ahead and move right into the free agent targets for this week. Up first, we got. I didn't put these guys in any order because it really depends on what your team needs, in terms of who you're going to pick up. So I'm not going to go ahead and rank them or anything like that. But let's pull the first one up here. We got Jacoby Brissette, quarterback out of Miami, 1 year, $5 million. He is 42.6% rostered. And as I say all the time, guys, quarterbacks are dynasty owner gold. It's just, they. I've lost so many weeks, and it's starting to happen again. I mean, my team's mainly struggling because DeAndre Hopkins and Amari Cooper are banged up and they're not scoring any points. And Chubb's had 2 bad weeks. That'll do it. But it's more or less I just don't have a quarterback that's scoring me 35, 40 points every week. And those who do, you see it reflected in their total points. And quarterbacks are important, guys. If you got a quarterback banged up, make sure you go out and get Brissette and put him on your bench. That way, you're getting 25% of his score. He had a really, really weird stat line. He threw 49 passes, completed 75% of them, but only threw for 215 yards. I don't get it. He didn't have any touchdowns on 49 pass attempts. It was just crazy. He did get one on the ground, but just a really weird stat line out of Brissette. against the Vegas Raiders, and we'll see what he does this week. But he's going to be starting for Miami at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks with Tua and that rib injury. So he's definitely worth, a couple million dynasty dollars if you need a quarterback, or maybe you got a quarterback with a really early buy. $5 million is not that hard to work around. You can cut a couple players and fit that under no problem. So go out and get Brissette if you need him. If not, let your league mates waste their dynasty dollars. After that, we got Cole Beasley, wide receiver, Buffalo Bills, 2 years, 7.25 million, 62.72% rostered. I'm shocked Cole Beasley's not on at least 80% of rosters after the year he had last year. Yes, Josh Allen struggled a little bit the first 2 games, but he really came out against a tough Washington defense last week. Balled out. They just demolished the Washington football team, and Cole Beasley was a big time part of that. He had 13 targets, caught 11 of them, had 98 yards, no touchdowns, but he's not a big touchdown guy. You're counting on them points per reception with Cole Beasley, and it really showed this weekend. Man, I got something in my throat. Sorry, guys. But like I said, Cole Beasley's just kind of, man, I got something in my throat. I can't get another. Excuse me, but he's Josh Allen's safety blanket, and it really shows in the stat sheet when you're looking at it at the end of the day. It's like, holy cow, this guy had 11 catches. You can just tell Josh Allen just funnels him the ball when things break down, or when things aren't looking right. It's Cole Beasley for Josh Allen, and that's just somebody you want to have on your roster. I believe in Josh Allen. I've been telling you guys every week he's going to break out of this slump, and he'll be fine, and he'll look like last year. And in week 3, he did just that. We'll see how he looks in week 4. After that, we got Emmanuel Sanders, wide receiver, Buffalo, 1 year, $6 million, 58.58% rostered. This is really up to you. Do you want Cole Beasley and a little bit of consistency? I'd say you're probably going to get maybe 6-7 catches and 60 yards out of Cole Beasley on average every week. Or do you want Emmanuel Sanders when you can see these 4-catch, 98-yard, 2-touchdown performances like we've seen in week 3? Or do you want kind of, do you want the boom bust guy, or do you want the floor guy that's going to get you some consistency? Just what does your lineup need? Pick one of these guys. They're both around the same salary. You're going to be able to fit them in about the same way. You're not going to have to do anything special to get one or the other. So really, this is team need here. Do you need a solid contributor every week? Do you already have a lot of boom bust guys on your lineup? Or do you need somebody that's going to get these high point weeks and you can throw in there when you need him and just hope he explodes? After that, we have Nick Westbrook, Akeem. I hope I'm saying that right. Akeem, something like that. Wide receiver, Tennessee Titans, 1 year, 610,000. I think he's the lowest rostered player ever at 3.55%. To hit the free agent article. If not, it's very close. But he looked good, guys. He had 4 catches. I think it was 60 yards, 58 yards, and a touchdown. In relief for AJ Brown. Everything I've seen on AJ Brown, grade 1, grade 2 hamstring injury, and he's going to be out. The grade 1, I think they said was 1 to 3 weeks, which they said leaned to the 3-week side because Tennessee is going to be cautious with them. And then the grade 2 was 4 to 6 weeks, and they said look for more about 5 to 6 at that point. And then the re-injury rate risk is 20%, 20.55% to be exact. So it's a very high chance he re-injures his hamstring after coming back. So Westbrook Akeem is somebody that you could definitely put on your roster, use him for these couple weeks while AJ Brown's out, and then if anything happens to him again, you got this guy stashed. And I don't think he's going to be that bad of a stash for the future. Julio Jones is getting older by the minute, and somebody's going to have to step up with AJ Brown at some point in Tennessee after Julio Jones ages a little bit more. After that, guys, we got the yuckiest player I've ever put on here, and I don't even want to click this button because I don't want you guys to see it. It's Peyton Barber, running back, Las Vegas Raiders, 1 year, 990,000. He is 33.7% rostered, and I can't believe that many people have him on their team. I mean, he's definitely going to get a boost. He hit the century mark last week against Miami, and that's not a bad run defense. It's not a great run defense either, but they're not bad by any means. The tricky part here with Peyton Barber is Vegas plays on Monday night. Josh Jacobs has been questionable for the last 2 weeks. Is he going to get that extra day of rest and come back and try to go? And then Peyton Barber's worthless. You're either going to be really desperate and you're going to pick Peyton Barber up, or you're the Josh Jacobs owner and then it makes sense to pick Peyton Barber up. That's about the only two scenarios I really see you picking up Peyton Barber. But nonetheless, running backs are very hard to find, and I try to put at least one in each week. Quarterbacks and tight ends are hard to get in there sometimes. Receivers are always a few of them, but I always try to get at least one running back that's going to get you some type of points. And this week it happens to be that guy. You see his name on the screen. That guy. We're not even going to say the name. That's about all I got for you guys. I'm a proud dad, so I gotta say it. I put it in my article. My son plays fifth grade football. They bump him up to sixth grade quite a bit. He's a big boy. He's 5'4", like 170 pounds or something like that. I don't know to be exact. We haven't weighed him in a while. But he had he went off, guys. He had I think it was 3 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, a few more tackles aside from those, and then like 9 pancakes on offense. He's a big boy. He's bigger than everybody else out there, but he also puts in the work, and he works on fundamentals quite a bit. So I'm just proud of where he's at now, and it's such a cool thing to see it happen on the field. That's all I got from a proud dad moment, guys. Enjoy your 2021 chase for the ring, and I hope you guys are all doing well in it. Hope your teams are all undefeated and all that nonsense. We'll see you guys next week. Stay safe.